right. All right. I know you're here. I know you're here. I see you. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, I got to crawl into this small space and hope that I have enough time on my page. I mean, on my laptop to complete this message. Shalom and shalom and shalom. This is Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And guess what? Wilderness. And that's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say, this is a wonderful message, but I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. As I upload uh, ahead of time that I will be coming live at 7 p.m. Central Time, and the topic is time to school the school. Time to school the school. Now, within that time, within 1 hour prior to me stepping on the scene, the Father spoke to my spirit and he said to me, be easy. He said, be easy. Because when I see and hear and behold conversation and behold the language and the way people conduct themselves and the way people speak and teach about my Most High Yah, it angers me to know that people have been on this devil platform all these years and you still can't see them speak spirit and truth. So what the Father was saying to me an hour prior to me coming on, he said, be easy. He kind of broke that thing down to me. He said, because they can't get what I don't give them. They cannot gain what I don't give them to gain, Deborah. They cannot understand unless I give them the understanding. They have no wisdom in the spiritual realm unless I give them wisdom in the spiritual realm. They can't have knowledge in the knowledge realm unless I give them knowledge in the knowledge realm. Be easy on them. Be easy on them. Because I'm one to look at it and say, they lying to y'all. They teaching y'all lies. But y'all say, hold up. These people really believe what they teaching you all is their truth. So to them, what they teaching, it is their truth. It's so rooted in them, but y'all say, hold up now. I didn't give them no more than what they have. And they ain't gonna get no more than I gave them. Praise the mighty Yah. So he's saying, sister, I want you to ease up. Okay? Ease up on the fact that because I've given it to you don't mean that I've given it to them. And in my mindset, oh, they should have it too. I mean, this is the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. All these people on these devil platforms with all these subscribers and likes and all these praise and all these glorifying all these people, putting them up on higher pedestals so they can even get a check off of you too. That's how far the people put them up. And you mean to tell me, Father, you ain't gave them nothing? He said, I couldn't have. Because what you about to tell these people ain't going to even digest it. So that shows you the distance. He telling me this. That shows you the distance in how I have not given them what I have given you. Wow. So I want to clear up some things because this is not a part of my topic. My topic is, my message today is time to school the school. But I wanted to go strictly into my study, but not into my study, into my teaching. But what happened was he gave me two verses out of 2 chapters that I need to address because and you out there, if you have your pen and piece of paper, have that next to you and your Bible, because I'm gonna take you some places and I need you to put this down, or you can have a highlighter so you can highlight it in your Bible. Okay, because I'm going to just take you to a couple of places he wanted me to cover before I even step in to the teaching of time to teach, time to school the school. So let's go there. And we're going to start off in Matthews 24. We're going to start off in Matthews 24 and 24. And this is what he wants me to make sure I cover before I go into the lesson of time to school the school. In Matthew 24 and 24, in my Bible, I can see the message from the Most High Yah. I can see the fingerprint from the right hand of the Father. When I look at Matthew chapter 24, and I go into verse 24 as he led me, it says, "For there shall rise false Christs," with an S, false Christs, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. One thing about the beginning of what it says, false Christ, 99.1 trillion wouldn't even know what Christ he's speaking of. Because if you miss Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, you really don't know who Christ is. I know. They've taught you who he is to be, who they say he is, and how they feel he is, and how they know he is. But the truth of the matter, this thing is spirit and truth. Only way you will understand this instructions and direction is by the Ruach HaKodesh, and not by the mouth of men and women. You see? So where I'm taking you is Matthew 24 and 24. So when you see it says, rise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. That's what the Christs do. They showing you power. That's what Christ is. He's the right hand of the Father. It is his power, his all power. That's who Christ is. But in Genesis, when he said, let us, the same one that brought everything forth with that right hand, that's who he was talking to, his own power. And 99 trillion missed it. So they would miss this too, because they're looking at false Christs as men and women walking around here. No, it's people who come in showing you signs of Christ, which is the power. Now, the prophets are false, but he's showing you that there's those who's coming to show you signs and wonders. Look at it, what it says. Read it. And shall show great signs and wonders. Now, who can help you out? The Most High showing you right there. But wait a minute, hold up, y'all. I got a ram in the bush. Which your pastor, your bishop, your teachers, your Maureen, your seers, your watchmen, your prophets, your prophetess, your apostles, none of them know nothing about this. Because they missed Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. Chapter 1 and chapter 2. So here, Christ, with an S, is power being shown. That's why it says great. You see that word great? Great signs and wonders. Where in the Bible did prophets come to show great signs and wonder? Never. So he's talking about the Christ. But what makes them false is because they're going to go imitating the true Christ, which is power. Praise somebody. But he said something to you here in this verse. He said, Deborah, tell him I got a ram in the bush at all times. Let's continue. He says, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. That means the false prophets and those who's coming to teach and preach like they got power cannot deceive those rams y'all got in the bush. But let me tell you why he want me to cover that. He says, it's time to school the school. He wants you all out there to understand and write this down and highlight it. Because throughout my life, even to today, people are quoting that scriptures totally out of disrespect, totally out of order. But why would you say that, sister? Because they're quoting it totally, freely, openly in disrespect. Well, how are they disrespecting this verse, Deborah? They disrespecting it in all ways. First and foremost, my Father in heavens, a higher, says, if they don't understand nor see, Genesis chapter 1 and 2, chapter 2, they have missed this whole book. That's why I can say it. I can say that. But I can see here where in verse 24, if you did not understand who the false Christ is, it would be because you didn't understand the power of the true Christ in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, all the way down. He was the one that said, let. Y'all said, let. And that power of his right hand brought it forth. So on here, he said, there are those who's coming pretending they have that same power. And what did he say? Deborah, tell him. He said, Yeshua is telling you, it ain't I that's going to come with this power. It is those that are false Christs. They're coming to show up and show out with the power. When I'm like saying, wait a minute, hold on, Father, what's going on here? What's going on over here? He said, look at it, Deborah. False Christ. That means false powers. But guess what? As you look at it, you notice it says it's going to do something. How are these false Christs, and what are they going to do to show you and manipulate you? It says right here, great signs with an S. They're going to show great signs. Let's say, for instance, somebody can sit and they can go out here and build a 10-story building in the woods and proclaim that it is the fruit of the Spirit. That's a false Christ. Saying, look what is being done by the power of Yah. Look what we're doing. What does it say? Great signs and wonders. This is what people are bragging about, y'all. All that they're doing that is connected to the flesh and calling it the Spirit. Because they're able to make you see signs and wonders. And you detach their signs and wonders to being somebody in Christ. I like what it says, even though I don't like what it says. I hear you, Yeshua. I hear you. I get you. I like what you're saying, but I don't like what you're saying because I'm living them days in which you have prophesied and seeing that it is 100% true. Great signs and wonders. Oh, come here, out here. We got this. We got that. See what we're building. See what we're planning. See what we got. This here says great signs and wonders. But then y'all say, you better tell him. I got mine. A ram in the bush. And this is what he means. As you continue, it says, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. I feel sad. I feel sad that so many people quote this as they're going to be bringing these false Christs and these false prophets to the point even the elect's going to be fooled. That's not what this said. Woo, Father, y'all. But because people's mind has been molded and shaped out of the form of the flesh of a mouth of a man and a woman, to where that's what they see when they read it. And they quote it as they feel that it says, and they will talk. Let's go back there, y'all. Look at it. Do your Bible show the finger of the Most High Yah? Mine does. Mine show the slant. What's the slant there for? Deborah, stand down. Take a look at what you're looking at. I want you to see. I left you a sign. That's what the slant word is for me. It's for me. The one he says, if it were possible, that it what? That it what? They shall deceive the very elect. But you got to go back to what he said. If it were. And if it's not slanted, but it were is slanted. It's to show Sister Deborah, she my power. Only one can grip that is my elects. Anybody outside of that, they wouldn't get it. So I have so many people quoting it to me, and I'll be like saying, they still, Father, yeah. And I'm coming this day and time. I'm like, Father, they still don't get it, do they? And then I'll be thinking, so many people done lied to them. They be lying to themselves. And the Father said, don't say that. Come on now, give them a little bit. Give them a little bit room. If I don't give it to them through my spirit, they ain't got nothing. So they got to quote what out of the mouth of man says. Because I didn't give it to them in spirit. So therefore, they got to quote out of the mouth of women said. Because here it's not telling you that the elect will be fooled. It said, if it was possible. If it was possible, they should deceive the very elect. If it was possible. Do you know who the elect is, baby? Do you understand who the elect is? See, they don't get it. So that's why they couldn't get this. But they missed it at the beginning where it says, for there shall rise false Christ. They don't even get that. They don't understand the ones that's coming to be false Christ is coming to show great signs and wonders. How are they going to do it? To deceive the mass. They're going to show them what they build and what they grow and all what they got. That's what they're doing on the devil platform. I told you. They can show you everything they getting in the flesh. Fall dead. None of that you can't take none of it with you. So how is it that you can use this devil platform to brag on materialistic things that can't go nowhere with you? You see? That don't mount up to nothing in the eyes and in the spirit of Yah. What is Yah's spirit going to gain because you buildings, crop, you got land, you got food, all growing all over the place, and wicked and evil at the same time, because it all should have been for the poor and for the needy. See? And the poor and needy is not those that swing on you. The poor and needy is those that you don't know. Oh, it's easy to give to somebody you know. Oh, my family, my friends. It's easy to give. But y'all say it's not the ones that you know that I want you to give to. It's the one you don't know. See, they don't know nothing about that, though, Father. Y'all, they don't know nothing about that. So let's go there. When you look at Matthew 24, and you see that the false prophet is the one he's saying that's going to show great signs and wonders. Why? Because that's the only way an individual is going to be able to win the people over. That's what's going to make everybody feel that, oh, this person definitely who they say they are. Oh, they are all this and they are all right. Oh, this is definitely the righteous person. This is Yah in itself. But why? Why? Because of what they see and believe. The wonders of what one is growing and what one has and what one drives and what one builds. Oh, we're so fascinated. Great signs and wonders. Now watch this. it says here, in so much that if it were, if it were, if it were, if it were possible, it shall fool the very elect. He did not tell you it will fool the very elect. He said, if it was possible. But in him, he's trying to let you know it ain't possible. The elect is what I elect. And I elect to come and be in them, greater in them. So I will be destroying what is who I am in my elect, is to let them be fooled. But what I warned them about. So he wanted me to show you that, because a lot of people always says that he said even the very elect is going to be fooled, in so much that if it were possible. See, they don't believe that part. They won't hear that. They hear exactly what man wants them to say. When the man say that, it tells this is how they go. For there shall rise false Christs and false prophets, and show signs, great signs and wonders, so in as much that even the elect shall be deceived. That's not what he said. They miss out the slanted words that says, if it were possible. So Father said, anybody out there continue to quote it at the sound of this voice, seeing it right there, is telling you that it's the slanted, it were possible, it were. He's letting you know, hold up, y'all, freeze. Don't you see me in there? Do you see my right hand finger in there? They don't see that. They don't see that. They won't see it. That's why they're quoting. And I was trying to figure out, I said, Father, why do people do that? He said, because that's how they've been taught. And they believe more of what they've been taught in the flesh than what they have been taught in the pin needle of a light of their spirit. And they normally take heed to the what part that's in their flesh. So let's go on. And here's another verse, another chapter and verse he wanted me to cover. And you go to Isaiah chapter 4. He wants me to cover these. These verses is not really part of my message, but we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 4. Isaiah chapter 4. The Father wants you to highlight this in your book. And also, if you have pen and piece of paper, make sure you write it down so you would always have it at all times, highlighted in your Bible, and also write it down. Isaiah chapter 4. This is another power punch that the Father wanted me to speak on before I get into the time to school. He wanted me to speak on Isaiah chapter 4. And he wanted up it to first chapter 3 and verse 25. The Most High wants you to highlight Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. And it says, thy men. The Most High wants you to know thy meaning women, your men. This is Isaiah 3 verse 25. He's telling the women, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. He's letting you know the one that's going to be in the war is going to want to be the one who want to think they got all their guns and all their weapons. They're going to beat this thing. They're going to fight back. They're going to save what they got. They're going to protect what they have. You know, oh, I'm mighty. I'm tough. I'm bad. I'm going to fight my way. And then the other ones are going to fall by the sword. Not even fighting back, but they're going to die. What is it Isaiah is prophesying to us today, that this is what Yah is going to do to our men? And he's telling the women, thy men shall fall by the sword. And what else? And thy mighty in the war. Because he letting you know, let them be bad, let them be tough, let them be rough, let them be saying, I'm a man, but I got something for them. Praise the mighty God. That's what he's saying. I got something for them. They're going to step into this. And they're going to think it's about them fighting for what they got. Fighting to keep what they got. No, baby. You've been wanting to be bad all this time. Hold up. Bad going to come to you. So you can be mighty. Okay, hold up. It's going to be there. So the Father wants you to take Isaiah chapter 3 and you look at that. And then he said in chapter 4, okay, that's when you go into what is actually happening. It says, and in that day, praise the mighty God. When it says that, it's letting you know you coming up on that, y'all. Y'all finna come up on that. Y'all finna roll up on this day. Okay, watch what he says. 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own pearls. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Y'all want you to understand what reproach is. Reproach means shame and disgrace. If you think for 1 minute he gonna kill your men and let another man pull up and take away your reproach, when only one can take away your reproach is him and him only. See how they took that verse and slung it everywhere there is. I mean, and to me, it's going back to what Matthew 24 said. If it was possible, it could fool the very elect. But because the elect was elect from heaven, they can't be fooled by it. So when you read this, you hear so many men quoting it totally out of spirit and truth. Okay, Deborah, if they not quoting it in spirit and truth, what are they quoting it out of? Flesh knowledge and flesh wisdom and flesh understanding, flesh emotion, flesh feelings. And that's why it sounds so good to people, because they teaching it out of all that. And all that is a lie. Okay, Father. Okay, no. But no, y'all, all that is not right. Okay, because see, when you read Isaiah chapter 4, you got to consider Isaiah 3:25, which is just one verse under Isaiah chapter 4. And it says in 4, in that day, praise the mighty God. He's finna tell the women, he's finna say something about the women. 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. We will wear our own pearls. Let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Y'all want you to understand. During this time, he has purged the daughters of Zion. He have purged you. That means got you ready for who? Him. Y'all ain't purging you for no man. He's purging you for himself. Because he's about to take you to what? A holy level. So he purged you for burning. That's why the boldness and the burning, the stank, is his form of purging you. And instead of purging the men, they fell by the sword and died in the mighty war because they thought they was too bad. No, I'm going to fight back. I got guns. I'm going to fight. Okay, I'm going to let you fight back, but you're going to lose. Here in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25 lets you know. So what happened? So the women in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 26, once they realized that all their fathers, their sons, their uncles, their husbands, their brothers, all the males were being destroyed by the sword and by the war. What did they begin? What did they do? Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. Thy men, he's telling the women, your men, whether it's your brother, your uncle, your granddaddy, your daddy, your husband, your son, I'm telling you women, Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. They're getting out of here, y'all. Y'all gonna destroy. Now listen to this. This is where you know he's talking to the women, the daughters of Zion. And her gates shall lament, and moan. And she bringing desolated, shall sit upon the ground. That's where we're going to be at. Because of what we're going to see. So if y'all sit y'all tails around here and listen to all this yang doodle day, you go right ahead, baby. You go right ahead. Because a lot of things that Yah teaches you, if he can't get in you and teach you from the level of the Holy Spirit, you lost without a cause. If you think it got to come from a mouth of a man and a woman. Yah is the true teacher. And he only teach you from the inside out. Not the outside in. He don't need no man to teach you. He said when he come, he shall teach you maybe some things, maybe part of this. No, all things. Oh, no, we don't want that. We want to be able to look in the eyes of a man and a woman. We want to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. But let me tell you what he says. Now, the women are down on the ground. They're moaning. And she, being desolated, shall sit upon the ground. So what happened? Oh, Deborah, tell them. In that day, when the women are sitting there, and in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man. Guess why? These women are seeing something that was left coming in the midst. Guess who they see? Holy. Holy. Don't forget, y'all destroyed all they men. He said, thy men I'm going to destroy, y'all. So when these women on the ground, they all of a sudden look up. Wait a minute. In that day, they're going to look up and they're going to see, wait a minute, something coming. And they're going to say, I eat my own bread. I wear my own purpose. Just let me be called by that name. You know what that name is, y'all? That name is holy. That name is holy. See, woman didn't know that after she was purged, y'all was going to call her holy too. Because his holiness, his right hand purged her tear with burning, refined her for his name's sake. So the name is what they was wanting to take away the reapproach. The Father told me, women out there and men, don't be taken so easily by these verses being taught to you out of the mouth of the flesh of a man and a woman. It is the Spirit that teaches you all things, for it knows spirit and truth. So the Father wants me to let you know, how can a condition of one of shame and disgrace, which is reapproach, be taken away by a man? So you got to be taught by the Ruach so you can understand what's taking place. Now, this is what the men said. See, he gonna give you 7 more women. He's gonna have 1 man. That's not true, baby. That ain't got nothing to do with no man. That's got to do with the name. They said the name to take away our reapproach. And what name is that you want, women, to take away your reapproach? Holy is the name, Deborah. Tell her. Holy is the name. Let's go on. Now watch this here. In verse 2, Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 2. In that day shall the branches of Yah be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped Israel. They're going to be the ones who escape. They're going to be called holy. Now watch this here. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that is remain in Jerusalem shall be called holy. That's what the women wanted, y'all. That's what they wanted. which the men that were left, they will labor as holy, and all they wanted was that same name to take away their shame, to take away their reapproach. And they too, y'all said, thou art holy. Now let's continue. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that is remain in Jerusalem shall be called holy. That's the name the women wanted. To take away their reapproach. They didn't talk about no man. They had just lost their husbands, their sons, their fathers, their brothers, their uncles, and their friends through wars and through the sword. What are they pulling up in that day? Looking for a man. No, they looking for the one that is labored holy to take away their reapproach. And that is not the flesh of a man. Let's go. So he said in verse 3, and it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. And even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. Verse 4, when the Lord shall wash away the filth of the daughters of Zion and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. See, y'all is letting you know that's a cleanup period time. That's a time when he's going to clean up house. And in that time, women going to be judged by the burning, okay, and men is going to be judged by the judgment of the spirit of judgment. Look at 4. When the Lord shall wash away our filth, hallelujah, of the daughters of Zion. Tell me, what does this have to do with a man? Praise the mighty Yah. But they lied. Even to today, they still deceiving the people by mass that y'all is showing them. See, you're going to have 7 women to 1 man. Praise the mighty Yah. This ain't talking about a man, y'all. This is talking about the name holy. That can take away your shame. Do you know holy can take away your shame? Why? Because Yah is holy. Not a man. He can't take away your reapproach, women. How is it that they can deceive y'all by great numbers to believe? Let's continue. And he said, and the burning and by the spirit of burning. That's what he did to the daughters of Zion in their head. Okay, watch this here. And the Lord would create upon every dwelling place of the Mount Zion and upon her assembly a cloud and smoke by day and the shining of flames, flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. Now watch this here, y'all. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat and a place of refuge and for a covenant from the storm and from the rain. Y'all, Isaiah chapter 4 is telling us and showing us how the Father is going to purge the daughters of Zion and destroy in Isaiah 3 the men. And the men that's going to be left, they as well as the women are going to be called holy after the cleansing of the spirit of judgment and the spirit of burning. I'm kind of sad in my heart right now, y'all, in my inner man. Because just think how they teaching that. They teaching that in the realm of the flesh and have totally 100 forsaken the mission of my Father in the spirit in this study, y'all. I see now, Father, what you're saying. They missed the whole spiritual thing in this. And that's what it's talking about. How could they have? How and why? So when you hear them telling you 7 women to stand on them, y'all. When you hear them, hear them. And then follow them in it, and you're going to see the lie in their eyes. Nope. Come on now, Deborah. The error in their eyes and out of their mouth. Because y'all told me today, an hour before I got onto this, is that they have not, because I have not given them. They have not been found fit to uphold spirit and truth. So that's why I got to embrace the fact that that's why they were there. Because to me, it's confusing. If I say to you all, I've been in this walk since I was 4 years old that I can remember. I'm 63 now. What is that saying? You've been in it a mighty long time. A mighty long time. And I didn't go in it like most people. I went in it strictly in the spirit realm because at a young age, I was still able to see things by the spirit. So therefore, that's a mighty long time. If you think for 1 minute, I'm going to take that time, waste it, and give glory to the flesh of a man and a woman. Let's get into the study. It's time to school the school. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that together, okay? I want you all to understand, I'm going to take you to an area that you've never gone. I feel I took you today in those verses because the Father insists that I cover those 2 verses before I start on school, time to school, the school. And I want to first go into David in Psalms 72. In Psalm 72 and 25 through 28. And I'm hoping that my thing let me the charge for me so I can complete this. Oh, Father, yeah, I know you can do it for me, and I know you will. Psalms 72. 72. No, not 72. I'm sorry. 73 and 25 through 28. Now, here I hear David saying some things. And it's just something about those that Yah used for his name's sake in this instructions and direction book that I have learned. I would never put them above my Father. I'm going to tell you that straight up. I would never honor them beyond my Father. I got to keep them right where they at, flesh and blood, just like I was. Only one thing I can hold on to say that they are my brothers is because we are brothers in the spirit realm. Okay? Not because we are brothers in the flesh. I am part of the tribe of Judah. No. I am the seed of the spirit. Okay? I don't get caught up in being the seed of Jacob in the flesh. Because I've been appointed, anointed, predestined, and called by the Most High as elect servant, a prophetess. So therefore, I can't stand on the sideline of the seed of the flesh. I got to get over here where I belong, the seed of the spirit. When you know your calling and your purpose and know your destiny, you don't have time to play with people over on the side of the seed of the flesh. You remain in the seed of the spirit and you understand those that are also the seed of the spirit. So David was one of the seeds of the spirit. That's why I can adjust to him, Solomon, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all the prophets. I can understand. It's almost like we are so much alike. I put it like that. So when you get to Psalms 73 and verse 25, we're going to hear what David is saying. David is saying something. In verse 25, it says, "Whom have I in the heavens but thee? And there is none upon the earth that I desire beside thee." David sounded like me. Then I just got you telling y'all that. That's mine's up there, y'all. Not only do his throne sits there, his throne sits wherever he lays his steps. Okay? He's all over. Okay? So what David is saying, I want y'all to hear this. Now, you can hear two ways. You can hear in your flesh or you can hear in your spirit. A lot of what I'm going to say today is going to really it can measure, are you in the flesh or are you in the spirit? Let's go. David was talking in Psalm 73 in verse 25. Who have I in heaven but thee? That's me. That's all I tell y'all that. All I have is, and I ain't ashamed of it. You want to have who you want, have who you want. You want what you want, have what you want what you want. But all I know I have is the same thing David said. So, and there is none upon the earth that I desire beside thee. My brother's showing up and showing out. He telling it. Now watch this. Verse 26. My flesh and my heart feel it. He's telling you, spirit and truth of the whole matter. His flesh and his heart is in his flesh. Feel it. What? Feel it. But watch what he says. But Yah is my strength of my heart and my portion forever. So let's go there. You know how I tell you all it's okay to salute Deuteronomy 28? Salute that thing. Salute it when you believe that it was a mission of Yah that we are here. You don't salute the beginning, the middle. You salute that thing all the way to the end. Because at the end, it says it's going to destroy your butt. Here. It's going to destroy this. But you salute it anyway. It's the will of the Father. Let his will be done. Salute that thing. Agree with it. Accept it. Preach that thing. Teach that thing. But these Negroes today, they ain't going nowhere near it. They don't want nobody to teach. They're going to be destroyed. I was sitting here, and then here go Isaiah pulling up. Say, in that day, Isaiah pulling up, telling you, I'm going to allow your men to be destroyed by the sword and even in the mighty war. The mighty war is when you get people, men, who's trying to fight back. They think they mighty. They think they can defend the war. They can defend themselves. Y'all said they gonna die in it. Oh, you think you can defend yourself? Tell you what, come on, let's go. Go out there and fight. See if your gun's gonna protect you. See if you being in the woods gonna protect you. Seeing if you build walls that's gonna protect you. You're gonna die in the war. Because why? I said you was. See, in Deuteronomy 28, there is no one willing to salute it. And saluting is saying, okay, I get this thing, this curse, Father. I get it. I get it. But listen to what David says. David said, my flesh and my heart felt it. But a higher is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Even though, listen to what he said, even though his flesh and his heart felt it, he got a back up. David said, I got a back up. David said, I got a back up. What's the back up? Yah is my strength of my heart and my portion forever. So he ain't trusting in his flesh and his heart flesh. He trusting in the backup that he had. That's what I was trying to get y'all to understand. In Deuteronomy 28, it's okay to salute it. Yes, it tells you you're going to be destroyed. That's why the mission cannot step. That's why we today still in captivity. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You know why you still in captivity? Because there is a number Yah has a count until all these are destroyed and they recognize they destroyed by my right hand. They're going to remain there until I got the count of how many I have in number to get this curse itself. That's it. Sister Deborah saluted. I agree with it. Oh, yes, you said we're going to be destroyed here. The reason why we're being destroyed here, because when we have greater is he here than he that's in the world. What did David just say? Identical what David just said. He said, my flesh and my heart fail it, but y'all is my strength of my heart and my portion forever. That's what we have to lean to. So it's okay to be destroyed. You got to salute that thing the way Ahia has orchestrated it to be. When he get his number, his count, oh, he gonna get it. Because what he's doing is not only is he gonna get a count, he's gonna bring many to death. They're not gonna be in the count. The count is enough people saying, enough of Israel and the tribe of Judah on the four corners that says, I get this. We are destroyed. We are destroyed. When you say it's okay to be destroyed because this is the mighty right hand of the Father, this is his mission, this is his purpose, then y'all say, okay, I'll come on in, take you up out of here. That's why you got your butt still here. Trying to figure out why we still here and he coming, he come. He ain't coming because of your mouth saying he coming. He got a number. Just like the devil had a number to take a certain amount out. The world had a number to take a certain amount out on this here on this virus. Y'all got a certain number that's what clicked in on the curse. That's going to salute the curse. Once that number has been received from Yah, not Sister Deborah, he's going to come in and pull out all that belong unto him out of this land. So what he's doing is he's backing it up and backing it down. That's why you see the tribe of Judah crazy, and you see nobody on this devil platform out not trying to make a change, because they gone too. They gone. So there's two ways you can be gone. You're going to be gone mental. But there's two ways. You can be gone in the flesh, and you can be gone in the spirit. Because that spirit that y'all dwell in, he going to back you up. When we set an example, tell you what. Watch this. Yeshua gave up the ghost on the cross, didn't he? He gave up the ghost on the cross. I mean, that's the flesh. He died. He was put in the grave 3 days. That right hand of my Father was in the grave with him. Went in there, sat with him. Third day, come on, get up. Get yourself up. That's the power of my Father's hand. That's the right hand that I salute. I don't care about this being gone. Listen to what David says, people. Oh! David says, Psalm 73 and verse 25. Whom I have, no. Verse 26. Psalm 73 and verse 26. My flesh and my heart fail me. Sister Deborah telling you the same thing. My mind is gone. This is gone, y'all. But look, watch how David backed it up. But, hold up, Deborah, tell him. But, Yah is my strength of my heart and my portion forever. See, that ruach will back you up and back you down. This being gone don't mean nothing when you got the greater one in you. That's what takes you up out of this here 4 corners of captivity. It's the spirit of Yah that's going to lead you up out of here, because this part of you is gone. So David giving you the same example. Telling you the same thing. His heart and his what? His flesh and his heart failed. But the part that Yah, oh, he got it made. He said, I'm good. I'm good. So what do he say in verse 27? For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. That means when you far from understanding what Sister Deborah talking about, the curse, and saluting that thing, agree with it, said, Father, this is your curse. I salute that all things work on your behalf, the way you orchestrated. You say we ain't getting out of here until we destroy. I salute, destroy me now. So what did David say here in verse 27? For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all of them that go a whoring from thee. Verse 28. But it is good for me to draw near Yah. I have put my trust in you, Yah, that I may declare all your works. I may put my trust in you, Father Yah, and I declare your curse today to these people. I salute your will of your curse. I salute your way of your curse. I salute your order of your curse, Father. And I, Sister Deborah, believe that this is your curse, not no white man, not no heathens, not no Gentiles, not no Hebrew, not no Israel, not no what's it, the tribe of Judah? Nobody but the right hand of who you are. I salute it. And I agree with every verse, which is not, it's 8 or 9 verses in the end game of Deuteronomy saying you ain't getting out of here until you destroy it. I salute it, Father. This is what David is saying. As long as he stay near to Yah. So what if his flesh fail? So what if his heart fail? Y'all got this. That's a message to you all. To time to school. Okay? So here is David saying the same thing this sister said in what this last midnight hour to you all regarding the father's curse. Honestly, with me, from the wilderness, I see a lot of people losing their lives. I decided to lay down and relax last night in the bed, and I turned on YouTube and I saw a video of 2 Gentiles, and it's called the Braves. The Braves 2. And it's a 2 Gentiles. One is red, real red, and got a beard. And they standing. I'm gonna show you how deep it is. Ooh, Father, now you know what time it is, Father. You know what time it is. This finna get deep, y'all. They standing up, singing this song. Now, one thing about Deborah, she can hear behind here. Love the beat. Ooh, I love the beat. I love the sound. But even though I love the beat and love the sound, when I say I love the beat, I love the sound, that has to capture you first. When that captures you, then you sit and you think, you listen to the words. Just like that other video that says you won't try this in a town, in a small town. Same thing. I sit back and watch how the elite has orchestrated my Father's word to be fulfilled. And I said, Father, you mean they are fulfilling your word to the utmost, and you mean the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel are cutting up from the floor? Because I can't get it mentally. I'm gone. But that's all right. Catch me on the side where spirit and truth is. You're gonna get beat down. That's how far gone I am. Because I'm ready for the Messiah. I'm ready for the Most High Yah. If you want to take me somewhere, I'm ready. I believe that curse. I believe it when you say the end game is that we are destroyed. I believe it. He's talking about mentally destroyed. And that's what I see in the wilderness. When he's teaching me and the way he's teaching me, I can see that in the world. The tribe of Judah in the house of Israel, especially the tribe of Judah, is gone. They're gone. Especially those who are leading the people. They're gone. They're gone. Because I'd rather not lead the people and be not in it than to lead the people and deceive the people at the same time. One thing you don't want to do in life is deceive the people. Now, somebody who ain't deceiving the people, ain't leading the people, they fine. But when you leading the people and deceiving the people, oh, baby, you in trouble. Your works are in the books in the heaven, waiting to be open. Okay, so let me explain something to you all. So I heard this video last night. I like the beat. I like it because, see, years ago, as a young girl, one thing I could do is dance. I could dance. I remember when family members would come over, all they wanted to know, where is she at? Because they wanted to see me dance. So music was something that I listened to grasp the beat, because when I moved to the beat and the sound. It wasn't so much as the words. But what I did while I was laying down, same thing I did with that other song. You won't try it in Small Town. Well, this one here is called Brave, The Braves Part 2. And I really like the beat. And Satan, that's how he grabbed many, is based on the sound and the beat. It's nowadays, that's what really get a lot of people. You know, that's what really grabbed it. And they know that music. So as I was listening to it, but yet I was doing it as a mission from the Most High Yah. At first, in the flesh, I got fearful. In the flesh. But the Spirit said, for what? For what? I'm human. I'm flesh. I'm spirit, but I'm flesh still. I'm not a dead prophet, y'all. I'm a living one. So I heard it and cut it off and went to bed. Woke up this morning, and said later on this evening, I'm going to look at that again. I can't believe what I heard. I looked at it again. And I realized what the Father wanted me to know. He said, you see it? Can you see the setup? I said, Father, it's clearly seen. I said, first and foremost, Father, these men are standing up on tanks. Where do they get the military tanks from to do this video? Just like that other one said, you won't be caught in a small town doing it. Look at the building he was standing in front of. You see? This is a setup for what you don't understand, you people out there, that's the tribe of Judah. You want a war between women, your own women? Guess what? Y'all gonna give you a beautiful war, baby, before you get up out of here. Because those people are preparing for you first to go down. See, they cannot, y'all. Let me give y'all something y'all don't know about. They can't have a civil war. They can't war against the government till they get you off their back. Because to them, if they don't do away with you, then they're going to be watching their back. And what the tribe of Judah is displaying in the whole world, and the whole world is seeing, because those who own the media is making sure the whole world see what your people are doing. See, y'all didn't know that when they pass that weed, they put some type of chemical in it that'll mess your mind up. That's why you see a lot of people out here strung out, and they starting to even have holes in their bodies. This is the system doing this, y'all. This is not these people just out there. This is this stuff that they're giving these people now is to kill, steal, and not to steal, because they ain't got nothing they want to steal, is to destroy. And Negroes running around here talking about it's about the dollar. Oh, they doing this. It's all about the dollar. But baby, let me tell y'all something. I ain't never seen Negroes be as blind and as mentally disturbed as I see today. So when I see that, I can go back to Yah. I salute that curse, Father. I hear that end game curse, because that's exactly what he said. Until you are destroyed, you ain't coming out of here. Until you are destroyed. Well, what part is he talking about? He's talking two parts. Those that's going to be destroyed in the mental state of mind, and those who are going to be destroyed by life. They death. See, they coming down twice. Judah, you ain't coming out like you think. I know they keep telling y'all tales, and y'all they can continue to tell you if you ain't figured it out by yourself, because he said, devil ain't nothing hidden. Deuteronomy 28 has an end game. It tells you ain't coming out of here until you destroy. So you got to be destroyed here. Now, there's two destroying, though. Those that are going to be destroyed here, okay, they're going to be taken out here from the spirit, those that belong to Yah. But the other one's going to go down this land. That's why Yah, he said, Deborah, don't worry about it. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Let them build up their tower of Baal. Let them build up their United States among themselves. Let them do whatever they want. They can grow a million land of vegetables. They're going to need it. Even though they ain't going to be able to eat it, but they're going to need something to keep hoping that they are better than somebody else, and they got something somebody else don't got. Because the truth of the whole matter, you better salute that curse, y'all. You better salute my father curse on your door and tell, so you can get out of here and go and be destroyed mentally. Now, I ain't going to say you're going to be. I already see it from the wilderness. You are totally, tribe of Judah is totally destroyed. Because the only way I could see it is because when I was running back to the father, saying, well, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Oh, they doing it. Oh, they doing it. He said, Deborah, are they backing my word up and backing it down? I said, yeah. He said, well, just because you living don't mean I'm going to back out of what I said. I salute you, Father. I salute you. I salute you. Respecting the power of my Father. So what happens? As I'm listening to this video, I'm seeing these two white men with military uniforms standing on top of a tank, all these different 4 or 5 different military tanks. What got me was this. The Spirit said, look at him, Deborah. First thing I said, Father, who gave them that type of background? They on top of tanks. That's government tanks. They on government land. I said, what's going on? Who letting them do that? Then he said, look up in the air. I looked up in the air, and they said they got it looking like planes are flying, military planes. They're actually singing a song. And they said in the song, my people, my people, patriot, I think that's what they call it. People of America. You know they don't consider America, so you know they ain't talking about you. They're telling them to pull in. Come on, let's join together. Mm-hmm. And don't think you included, baby. Same thing that man was talking about in the small town. Y'all, these are people who doing it in a professional way where your tail can't see it because you reject every prophet y'all send your way and the message they give you a warning to let you know what's going on. These loudmouth, ugly mouth men trying to delete and kill and destroy these women and tell these women they are not supposed to speak and you're not supposed to open your mouth. You shut your mouth because your mouth is stapled up in y'all. He ain't listening to you no way. He leaving you to the deceived ones to teach. Because this man, I'm looking at this video, y'all. They rapping, and they sound good. They sound good. But you got to hear what they said. They call in the army. Same thing that one said in a small town. They calling the troop, y'all. They telling their people, come, y'all, let's get together. And if you think they're not first getting together against us, because what we doing, we out there now bothering them. Because we're getting away with it. So this is what God was telling me about lawlessness. And I'm like, oh, okay, yes. Are they doing some things? It ain't my business what they doing. I was called, appointed, and anointed from the heavens to deal with the tribe of Judah in the house of Israel. I ain't got time. I know where they already predestined. So I deal with you. I ain't got time to keep saying what they doing. I can tell you what they doing to prepare for you. So I already know that you're going down. And then those that are anointed as elect, they going to get caught in the crossfire as well. That's where he was talking about. They going to take your life and think that they do just. That's what we need. That's where we at right now, y'all. They already getting prepared for citizens to become policemen. Not having no school, no training. They're going to train them, but they're getting citizens. Where do you think they're going to get them citizens from, y'all? KKK? White supremacists? Skinhead? While y'all run around here telling these women to shut their mouths, when you're going to need their mouth to open up to moan and pray for you on your behalf. So what mouth need to moan for you? What mouth need to pray for you? If you want to shut their mouth, you shut their mouth. Their mouth is closed because y'all ain't going to have nothing to say to them if they don't do what he called them to do. You are not their God. You don't have the authority to tell him who he put in the power under his head. We are the body of Christ. So therefore, one can't say to the other, you don't belong. So you can't tell nobody out of the man's mouth did they say you a woman shall not speak. But where did you hear that out of the mouth of Yah? Then Yeshua stand on a mountain and say, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. That means men or women, anybody with Yah. Because if that's the case, you're going to tell me the Ruach HaKodesh ain't in Sister Deborah. So therefore, if the greater is he that is in me, you mean a man can override what's great in me? You's a lie from the pit of hell and don't know it. So I got a little frightened when I saw that video because I connected to. And I said, but Father, I try to tell those people, this is what they preparing. Oh, no, I know y'all. And here all the black people, oh, that's innocent. I like it. That ain't racist. Baby, you don't know racist when you see it. That's preparation from what is already prophesied. You think you ain't going to get destroyed? Watch my Father's word walk up and walk down this earth and make you look stupid. Psalms 56. Y'all wants you to know. Psalms 56, verse 4. Psalms 56 and verse 4, he wants you to know. Because you reject that you have a spirit, but you give all authority and credit to your flesh, okay? It's time for you to be schooled. Since you think you know. Psalms 56 and verse 4. In Yah I will praise his word. You see, he ain't saying his words. David talking about spirit, y'all. In Yah I have put my trust. I will not fear the flesh can do unto me. I will not fear what the flesh can do to me. See, y'all messed up on the floor. Y'all running around here behind these flesh of men and women, thinking they God. These people are not on y'all's behalf. You're going to find that sooner than later. Because of where we at in this midnight hour. Listen to what David says. 56 and verse 4. In Ahia, I will praise his word. You don't see words. He letting you know, y'all, this beyond your flesh. His word is spirit. And it is truth. And then he says, in Yah, I have put my trust. You better put your trust there. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Because that's what people do. Let's understand. Flesh is an enemy to you. Your own flesh first and foremost. And anybody else's flesh. And then you turn around and serve these people. And honor these people. And praise and uplift and boost them. In the flesh. Go right ahead. I hear you, David. I hear you. Now let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter. Time to school to school. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 15. In 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 15, and it reads, for so is the will of Yah, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of the foolish men. Listen to what it says again. Let me see what verse is that. Oh, it goes to 17. That's why. Go to 15 again. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 15. For so is the will of Yah. The will of Yah. That with well doing ye may put to silence. He telling somebody, put them to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Verse 16, as free and not using your liberty. I'm in liberty, y'all. He's letting me know. For a choke of maliceness, but as the servants of Yah. These men don't know what they messing with when they tamper with the servants of the Most High Yah. We do not answer to flesh and blood. We do not submit to flesh and blood. Verse 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yah, honor the king. Don't use your liberty, Deborah, for a choke of malice, but as a servant of the Most High Yah. Verse 17, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yah, honor the king. He's letting you know, when you are my servant, this is what my expectation is of you. But you put their tails to silence. Listen to what it says. Put those men to silence, for you are the servant of the Most High Yah. It's time to school the school. Okay? Now we're going there. Let's back it up, and then we're going to back it down to Genesis chapter 2, verse 22. Genesis chapter 2, verse 22, and it reads 22 to 24. Genesis chapter 2, verse 22 to 24. And the rib which Yah had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her to man, unto man. Verse 23. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his mother and his father, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. You see that word flesh? One flesh. One flesh. Not one spirit, y'all, but one flesh. Yah wants you to know the things that these people are doing in the flesh is of the flesh. When a man and woman come together, that's joined together in Yah, and they become one flesh, Yah has to bring them in one spirit. Just because they one flesh don't mean they one spirit. This, he says, is a mystery. Why? Because when that woman pull up to judgment, that part of her that was one in the flesh ain't going to be there. She's going to have to stand before the mighty throne of Yah in the spirit will of the Father, what did you do for me lately? When he said I had to submit, I couldn't speak, I couldn't teach, I couldn't do anything. Okay. So you lived out your flesh according to his will. Becoming one flesh is not becoming one spirit. Y'all separated that for y'all to see that. That one flesh brings in other seed of oneness, life. But he wants you to know the way he orchestrated was not giving her spirit and his spirit into one. Why? Because heaven either got her in the Lamb Book of Life or in the books of the lake of fire. It depends on, is she going to live her flesh in a way that represent the spirit that's in her, or is she going to live her flesh the way a man's flesh tells her? It's going to tell you who they really are. Y'all say he ain't got nothing to do with these orders that they are making in the flesh. So polygamy has to do with the flesh. Y'all said learn to separate the things man has done and created in the flesh from that which is in the spirit. Somebody tell yourself, what glory do y'all get out of polygamy? The glory only received by man out of polygamy. That's it. And y'all say, why must a man's polygamy be glorified by me? When I tell y'all, flesh is my enemy. So why would I look at you with many wives as something righteous? Why will I look at you as many wives as something that's in the spirit realm? So here, even a wife, a man to leave his mother and his father, he's to cling to what? The flesh. The flesh. And that's in Genesis, the beginning, chapter 2, verse 24, letting you know they only become one in the flesh, not in the spirit. Okay, so now we're going to go to Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8 and verse 8 through 7 through 9. Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8, verse 7, 8, and 9. Romans chapter 8, verse 7, 8, and 9. Let's just go to Romans. Is that right? Yeah. Romans chapter 8. It wants me to go further. Let's go start with 5. Romans chapter 8, verse 5. For they that are, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. For they that are after the flesh. Now, do y'all hear that? I know you don't. That went over your head, didn't it? They that are after the flesh. What do you mean, Father? They. Who is they? That are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. So when they get out here and say what's wrong is right and right is wrong, they're saying that I'm going to make the things that I go after in the flesh, I'm going to justify it in the spirit by making it righteous. Righteous can only be found in spirit and in truth. So therefore, you can't pour righteous over in what you do in the flesh. So he's saying, verse 5, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Why do they mind it? It's because they have taught you all to shut up. That means your mouth, your flesh mouth, shut up. They didn't taught you and control you by controlling the flesh of who you are. And guess what? Y'all don't have no problem. If you want somebody to control your flesh, but he said they after the flesh. When a man go after a second wife, a third wife, a fourth wife, a fifth wife, is he after the spirit or he after the flesh? Come on, somebody talk to me. What is he after? The flesh. He ain't after the spirit, because flesh don't go after the spirit. Flesh go after the flesh. So how dare you make what you go after in the flesh, make it what y'all want you to do in the spirit? Sick. Righteous is found in the spirit realm. It is not found in the flesh realm. Only way it can be found in the flesh realm is when you have the Holy Spirit who is righteous in your spirit. And it tames your flesh to do righteous things. But you can't go out here. I'm sitting here looking at this here, Romans chapter 8, verse 5. Now who's they, Father? You know who it is, Deborah. But I'm just trying to get them to understand who is they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Don't let these people tell you the things of the flesh is righteous and found righteous in y'all. It's only righteous in their subconscious wicked mind. And that's what they're doing today. They making wrong right and right wrong. So you lose both ways. Watch this here. But they are after, but he said, let's go back. 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Let them have them what they want. They want to have wives, let them do it. That's their flesh. Yeah, this is what he said. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. I tried to explain to you, that's why he said, build up your treasures on the earth. In the heavens, not on the earth. But your actions today reflects what you do as far as building in the heaven. But nobody can't comprehend that, because I see it's gone. So he's saying, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. See, when you are after the spirit, you ain't running around here trying to teach men how to hate, how to be kings and leaders and rulers, how to take over and control. That's flesh. Those are things of the flesh you're leading these people to. Now watch this here. Verse 6. For to the carnal mind is death. He's letting you know why you trying to get all these people to be the things in the flesh. That's death. That's carnal mind. It's dead. What are you doing? But to the spiritual mind is life and what else? Peace. Oh, they don't want that. Everybody wants the ways of man in the flesh. They don't want the ways of Yah in the spirit. But they want to make you look stupid and make you look wrong because you're trying to teach them the difference. Now watch this. Now in 7, let me see if I'm right, going right. In 7 it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yah. So your flesh mind is against Yah. Your flesh mind is against Yah. So you can run around here and teach these people and teach them hate. You can teach them to shut up. You can teach them the word is, do this and do this. Y'all telling you, Deborah, when I see you, I see your spirit man where I rest therein. That which I got written in the heavens. Even your works are written in the heaven. You think I'm caught up in them down here telling me anything about you? I wouldn't be, because I got you written. You think I'm going to be caught up with your flesh, wearing your head wrap, wearing certain clothes, eating something, doing this and doing... No, I'm caught up in your spirit, man, which I abide in. Anything you do out of my error, I get you straight. I chasten the one that I love. And I correct you. You think he don't? Yes, he does. But he does it from the inside out. And then the outside, except the inside, being his teacher, his chastiser, its corrector. So what did he say in 7? We in Romans chapter 8 and verse 7, because the carnal mind is entity against enmity against Yah, for it is not subject to the law of Yah. You see that? Your flesh is not even subject to my Father. So why is people telling you what to do? And why are you doing it? Because you call it flesh, carnal mind. You can't be nothing but what the flesh of men and women tell you to be. That's why the Ruach HaKodesh, you can't say that it's in you. Because you still serving the things of the flesh, calling it the Ruach HaKodesh. That's what I don't like, because I call it faking it, thinking you're making it. Okay, so what is he saying? For it is not subject to the law of Yah, neither indeed can be. That means it can't stand, your flesh can't stand a chance with my Most High Yah. Ain't got no chance. Teaching these people to hate and to do wicked and evil. And y'all said he got your number. Because a lot of this mouth on these devil platforms has caused many men to take the lives of many people. So watch this here. Verse 8. So then, I see where you're going, Father. So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah. So if you think for 1 minute you having many wives pleases Yah, because your flesh is getting pleased, you's a fool, and you're gonna live a fool and die a fool. See, you don't have to be going in these verses trying to jump over hills and horses and precepting and lying in here to try to get righteous spoken. It's saying it for itself. It speaks for itself. Righteous speaks for itself. You don't need nobody to speak for it. It stands all alone. It don't need you. It says what it means, and it means what it says, and it stands alone. It don't need no loud-mouthed man and no loud-mouthed woman to justify, to clarify, to identify. Righteous stand tall and firm. Now let me read that again in verse 8. Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah. Who are these monkey-mouthed men out here telling people that it's the will of Yah, that their lust and desire of their flesh be met, and it is the will of my Father? I love what Father answered to me the other day. He said, Deborah, I pulled out a strong delusion out on them, that they would believe their own lies and the lies of those that they have gripped between the legs and followed. Okay, so here it's telling you in Romans all this stuff about things that people are doing in the flesh, and they trying to justify and clarify in the spirit as righteous, as the will of the Father, and he has okayed it. It's his will. It's okay. Y'all done told us over and over and over. You all, Father, y'all, you got about 50 verses that the Ruach can teach you from this book telling you flesh I don't deal with. So how are we going to make the ways of our flesh and the ways of our lust and the ways of our desire the will of the Father? Somebody answer that. If he is a spirit, why is he fascinated with us having many wives? Why is he fascinated? Why would you think he's fascinated with you getting your lust on? You getting your pleasure met in your flesh. You getting your will done. And then you leading the multitude to do likewise. Why would the Most High God, which is a spirit, be fascinated with you and what you're doing? Why? Y'all want to live a lie. You want to school. It's time to school to school. Now, where we're about to go is in Romans chapter 13, verse 13. In Romans chapter 13, verse 13, it reads, let us walk honestly. Now, honestly, as in the day, not rowdy, drunkenness, not in chamber or wantonness, not strife, and not envy. All of these things, routing, what is it? Where is it at? Routing, that is noisy and violent, uncomfortable behavior. We see a lot of them on this YouTube doing that. Want to debate, cursing, talking like the world. Not only just the world, like you standing in the middle of the city of New Jersey or the middle of the city of Chicago, out there with the gang members, out there cursing and everything like they are. But you on nationwide television proclaiming that you worship a spirit of the Most High Yah. Something wrong with that picture, y'all. Okay? Something wrong with that picture. So it says, it's telling us right there that don't be that way. And verse 14 says, but put on ye Yeshua HaMashiach and make no provision for your flesh. Y'all is telling you to fulfill the lust thereof. You all do not understand the level of lust in the flesh. It goes so many ways, y'all. But they would justify lust as it being the will of the Father, saying that he lusted. That's what they're saying, y'all. I said before this year is out, they're going to do away with the what they call the New Testament. Why? Because too much is shining on them. They don't like this light shining on them. They don't like what Revelation is doing. I mean, not what Revelation, what they call the New Testament is revealing. So they're going to do away with it. They can do away with it whatever they want. They can do away with the whole King James. Yah is a spirit. He is the Holy Spirit. He comes to abide in you. He don't need no book. He is the teacher. And where he teach you from? He is the word. The word you never knew. You think the word is this book. Yah is the word. It was, it is, and it was at the beginning, meaning before this book was printed, he had it in here. And it wasn't this book he had in him. This book is inspired. You can see his fingerprint. But he left only enough because he knew that all these Roman Catholics, these heathens, and these Gentiles, and even the Hebrews would be smearing it up and smearing it down. So he said, that's okay. I got another plan, Deborah. I'll come get in them. See if they can take that away. Can't take it then, can it? Because now he's greater in you than he that is in the world. You see? So now they can't take that away. Now the word live in you. See, they don't like you now. See? So let's go to Romans chapter 6, verse 19. Romans chapter 6, verse 19, and it reads, Romans chapter 6, verse 19, and it reads, I speak after the manner of men, because of the infirmity of your flesh. See, he's talking about men. For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness in the iniquity, unto iniquity, even so now yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness. That's the key. Not yield yourself to the lust of your flesh, but you should be yielding yourself to righteousness. Oh no, they don't want to do that, because righteousness ain't gonna let them lust. It ain't gonna let them have the pleasure of having as many wives as they want. It's not gonna let them do things the way they want to do it. Let them talk the way they want to talk. It's gonna correct them, y'all. It's gonna get them right. It's gonna knock them down and dare them to get up. And if you get up, you better get up on the right side. That's what righteous. It's standing alone. It don't need you. It don't need me. Okay, so let's go to the Gospel of John. The Gospel of John, chapter 3. The Gospel of John, chapter 3. And verse 5 and 6. John chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. John chapter 3, verse 5 and 6, and it reads, Yeshua answered, Verily, verily, I say, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of the water, of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom. So you run y'all tails around here, following the flesh of man, thinking you're going to get up in the kingdom, you're going to get up all up in the Most High space, hearing the mouth of these men that don't have the Ruach HaKodesh. You go right ahead, let them tell you all you need is them, and you want to believe in them. You go right ahead. Now, as he said, Yeshua is saying, except a man is born of the water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom. Verse 6, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. What he's saying is, Deborah, you have been given the gift to see what's flesh is flesh and what spirit is spirit. Let them stay where they at. They were born into that. And this one here was born into the Spirit. So if you think because you're a prophetess, you can come in, you can teach these people, you can show them this, you can tell them this, you can break this down, you can break this up in me. Let me tell you, it can't be done that way. Because I already got them in the book as born of the Spirit or born of the flesh. So down here, you can't change nothing. No matter how potent you know what you're saying, you're speaking what you're saying in righteousness, it don't matter. What is born of the flesh is of the flesh. And they're going to die being born of the flesh. But he that is born of the Spirit is going to die being born of the Spirit. So you see how men can't tell women nothing, and women can't tell men nothing. Why? Because we are flesh. So you can't tell her if she's born of the Spirit, and she can't tell you if you're born of the Spirit. But y'all can tell you and her by your action and the way you conduct yourself, you're born of the flesh and you're born of the Spirit. You can tell yourself if you're born of the flesh or if you're born of the Spirit. It's when you listen to these conversations out of the flesh of people and you live by what they say. Or are you going to listen to the one that's greater in you than he that is in the world and abide what he say? Then you know who you are. He ain't talking to you because you ain't hearing him. You're so busy hearing the flesh of man because you're born of the flesh that you can't hear the Most High Yah. He is in you greater because you're born of the Spirit, but you can't hear him. So when you like he said, it's nothing plain, it's nothing hidden, Deborah. They know who they are. But because they know who they are, they continue in what they're doing. They are born of the flesh. And he ain't talking to, what did he say, born of the flesh? He's not talking about out of your mother womb, you born of the flesh. No. He's talking about from heaven. He's talking about from heaven. Because heaven has orchestrated everything. He knew when you get down here, oh, you're going to be born of the flesh. You're going to do everything of the flesh. And that's what you hear these men teaching. Everything they teach it is of the flesh. And I was like, Father, why is this? What is this I'm seeing on these men? He said, what is it? I said, it's a look on them that it looks, oh, y'all, it is off the chain. They look sneaky like. And it's like and the Father was saying, it's because you see, Deborah. I said, but why do they have to look like that? It ain't that they don't look like that. It's what you're capable of seeing. See, y'all say they see, they cannot see. What seeing is you think he's talking about? He's talking about spiritual, baby. They cannot hear. He ain't talking about your ears of your flesh. He's talking about the ear of your spirit. So this is what he's telling me. You seeing them in the spirit realm. You seeing who they are. That's why you seeing them the way they seeing them. Everybody else might seeing them to praise them. Oh, they did. Oh, good matches. Oh, they did. That's what they looking at. Their flesh. And they hearing their flesh. Because they are of the flesh. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. John no. John, the Gospel of John, in verse 6, chapter 6 of John, verse 62. The Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 62. Let's hear what this is saying. And it reads, 62 and 63. The Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 62 and 63. It reads, what? And if ye shall see the Son of Man ascending up where he was before. Verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, and the flesh profit nothing. You see that, child? You running around here thinking your flesh is all that answer. Even people getting stuff and building stuff and planting stuff, thinking they are all this and that. Baby, sit your tails down. Heaven and earth's going to pass away, and people still going to be thinking they got it going on. Why would Yeshua, the Messiah, come and warn you that in the last days they're going to be doing feasting and feasting and buying and planting and building? Why? He's telling you you're doing the things that are going to please you right on the earth, where you really desiring to rest. But when you prepare for heaven, you live your daily bread as the Father leads you and guides you. And that's the difference for he that is born of the flesh and he that is born of the spirit. The spirit, he that is born of the spirit knows that it's other things to look forward to. After the things you keep pleasuring your flesh to have desire. And I can show them this. I got this. Baby, you ain't got nothing. Everything you got is for your flesh. Break down what you got in the spirit. Where is that? You ain't got none because you can't find it. Okay? Now, in verse 63, it says, the Gospel of John, chapter 6 and 63, it is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profit nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. That's why Sister tell y'all, spirit and truth, y'all, is it. This flesh profits you nothing. So why is it so important? Everybody want to control everybody's flesh. Why do you want to control everybody's flesh? When it is predestined to the grave. And then the grave in Revelation 20 says, even the grave going to the lake of hell. So why is it more important to us to be schooled under stupidity? You don't want to be schooled to train the flesh. You want to be schooled to train the spirit. If you are schooled to train the spirit, your spirit will get your flesh under subjection. And you will be the best that Yah has called you to be. And you don't have to follow nobody's commandments. Because the commandment is created by him that is greater in you than he is in the world. What commandment do you want me to hold? When he is the commandment. He is the commandment. So what commandment you want me to hold? If he's the commandment. Now I'm going to hold an outside commandment in my flesh. But he is the commandment in my spirit. Come on, talk to me, somebody. That's how they got you screwed up. You got to more focus on he that is greater in you than he that's in the world. And that is the flesh of men and women who's leading you all and schooling you all to put more emphasis on your outer man. That's why souls step on the scene to confound and confuse you so you'll never know I'm a spirit. And that spirit that I am, Yah is willing to abide in it and be greater in it. We run around here giving soul this, soul that. Don't even know the Roman Catholic put that there to throw your tails off. So you'll never focus on flesh and spirit. Your flesh, your spirit will never get your flesh under subjection. Why? Because your flesh, your spirit don't even understand that, okay, you are a spirit. That's the only thing y'all abide in. He ain't coming in your nasty flesh. He coming in that image that he gave you like him, which is a spirit. Now, my phone, I was trying to hope that it would not die out, but it looks like it's going to. But so much for that, I might get cut off. But the Gospel of John, chapter 6 and 54. The Gospel of John, chapter 6 and verse 54. I would hope that the Father would work that out on that. The Gospel of John, chapter 6 and verse 54, and it reads, whosoever eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood has eternal life. Now this is Yeshua. And I will raise him up in the last days. 55. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. Verse 56. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. Do you think he's talking about your natural nasty flesh? It's going to take on his flesh? Do you really think he's talking about flesh, y'all? You eating his flesh, you drinking his blood? Yeshua, the Son of Man, is talking about spirit, y'all. Even he knows that he's talking to you in a spiritual realm, and hope that the only way you're going to get what he's saying, you'll get it in the spiritual realm of what he's saying. He's telling you to eat his flesh and drink his blood of his flesh. He's saying that. He's trying to get you. And you know who he's talking to, though. Let me just say it like that. Yeshua said, yeah, Deborah, I know who I'm talking to. That's the thing. I'm talking to those who are in and born of the Spirit. They know that I'm talking spirit. And they become who I am because they eat of me. We are spirit. The everlasting life is not going to have no flesh in within it. So that's what he was saying. Watch this here. He spoke of, let me see, where it says, shall have life. Verse, let's go to 57. Let me see where. No, verse 54. Whosoever eat my flesh and drink my blood have eternal life. We know in eternal life ain't no flesh. So, you know, right then he's talking about spirit. Only way you're able to really walk in spirit and truth, where you have the light, is through the Ruach HaKodesh. This here really tells you that everybody you think that is born of the spirit is not of the spirit. 99.9 is of the flesh. That's why he says the gate that's narrow, very few shall find it, because it leads to life. Very few is going to find that. Why do we want to make him out of life?